Alright, so this is a diesel-driven hydraulic station I built back in 2017. So the reason for building this was that I bought two, what could you call them? Pretty much two machines that was meant to do railroad underground. They're kind of small machines. So I bought them from a mining company since they were throwing those away and stripped them for parts. It's pretty basic stuff. It consists of a diesel engine and hydraulic pumps, diesel tank, hydraulic tank, return filter, hydraulic cooler. So this has 3 pumps. This is the main bigger pump and the 2 smaller pumps. The smaller pumps here are not connected as it is right now. So there's a socket that you put here between that I've taken off. So it's just this bigger pump that's connected right now. So this is just for the return hoses. So I actually built a top for this to cover everything. The only thing was that I built it kind of too heavy, so I didn't really use that. So this is connected for the big pump and this is for the smaller pumps. So I pretty much built it 90% ready and then it's been in storage ever since. Let's make this work and try it with the wood processor. So this is the hood I made for it. I never really finished that. So it's been sitting here rusting out. So I'm not really going to use this. The thing with this is that it got so heavy. I don't know, I built it in 2mm steel sheets and yeah, I don't know. It just got so heavy, so I'm not going to bother with this. The only thing I need from here is this. So this is pretty much the maneuver panel for the engine. So this is part left from one of the machines I bought. So this thing here is what's go into the ground and vibrating the sleepers, I think, in position. So I still got some good to have parts on this, like that engine and that vibrator there. Oh, it's actually a battery in this. I didn't expect that. So I need to put this somewhere, kind of protected from the rain, even though I think this is casted inside, so it's not really sensitive to water. So I'm thinking to put it here somewhere. And I got this sheet that will work for that. You can actually screw this on from the side. You got screw holes on both sides here. So I don't know, something like this. was gonna be here. Right, so I think this is good. It's a little bit of an overhang there. Same in the back. So these bolts were kind of long, so I just put a nut and a washer in there. Just gonna drill holes here and bolt this on. So I'm just gonna use this blind rivet for this instead of nuts, since it's really hard getting there. So these have a thread on the inside, so you just press them there and you have a thread. Something like this, and then just press. So that's all. So something like this. Well, I mean, it's still a little bit wiggly, so it doesn't really bother the function per se, but I don't like it when it's wiggly. So I'm just gonna put something in the back, just to harden this wiggliness up. Just spot weld it to the back side. So I don't really have any primer, so I'm just gonna go with the color. I wasted all that primer when painting the grizzly bars I made in the winter. So I guess this will do it. Alright, so that's going there. So I gotta put in an hour meter too while I still at it. So. I mean, it's not really that much work. So only place to put it here is in the back. So let's straight on. So right there. Okay, so for this hour meter I need to find a plus signal that's only activated when the engine is running. So usually here at the generator this is cables that you could use for that. Let's see if some of them have power in it. No. No. Nope, no power. Let's start it to see. Alright, so I'm just gonna go with this green cable here. Alright, let's just make a little test cut there. So, it's supposed to be this one. Alright, so that is giving power when on and not giving power when off, so that's good. Gonna ground it here. So, yeah, that fits. Let's put this here. So that's pretty much done. Let's put everything back together now and test it. So I had to borrow one of the wheels for my car and let this down without the wheel, and it froze to the ground, and then it pretty much just cracked. So I got a new one for this. There we go. So I need to replace this. This is leaking. I don't know if you can see the old rubber. This is just a hose that goes straight to the tank. So this is just a drainage line. Might as well get rid of that. I don't have the adapter to go through here. The one I had was too big. This is Create, and I need a smaller one. So I'm just going to leave it open like this for now. So this hasn't been serviced since I got it, so might as well give it new oil. Okay, let's try to catch this. Oh. Oh, there we go. So I'm gonna make a support leg. I don't wanna drag this around. So I'm thinking about putting this here and then just, yeah, a pipe there and then some handle to the pipe. It doesn't need to be something fancy, just that it holds this. So I wonder if I could bend this pipe to get some sort of a handle. So yeah, maybe just so I can grip this. So there. It's got kind of big. Yeah, it's got kind of big. Get your grip this. So I never really done this before, but I heard that you could fill this with sand before starting to bend to avoid getting ugly spots like this. Doesn't really matter though. So I'm just gonna cut this down and try to bend this in a little bit more and just weld it there. So I gotta weld this little plate on here just so it doesn't fill up with water, and yeah, I might as well just weld this on top. So I found this in the scrap pile. This is from the rear axle I used in the crusher build, so I might as well use that. I'm thinking just welding this on here. So this has been drying for a few hours now. So. It sure is a big handle. Well, let's go. Let's take this out and test it with the wood processor. So I'm not really sure why the engine is fluctuating like that. It feels like a fuel issue. But I mean, the filter is new. I wonder where that is. Huh, where's that supposed to go? Oh, let's not mind that. So this is the fuel pump. I've never seen this before. I guess this is a hand pump. Alright, it seemed to be broken down here. Yeah, I need to take this off and see what's going on. I also didn't notice this. So you can see this hose, it's cracked. That seems to be working kind of fine. It's just, it's not as fast as the Skidster is, but it's still working. I think I could tweak that a little bit to get up the speed. It would be nice putting this on some kind of support so you don't need a Skidster and a little wood table and the conveyor and power everything with this. So I could basically just plug in the two remaining pumps, the gear pumps there, to drive the conveyor and the wood table. Right, so there you can see the crack. Yeah, I'm gonna take this apart. Sure is some nasty stuff on this. I cleaned this out and took apart the feeding pump. The hole here. Oh, what was that? Alright, so this seems to be dropping parts. I don't think the hole per se had any meaning in this. The only reason there's a hole here is that, yeah, it's been dropping parts. There's one of these actually missing in there, so I guess that's been pushed through this hole. Oh, that's why there is a hole there. Anyway, I did order a new one since this is pretty much falling apart. And for the fuel hose, I mean, most of the hose is actually fine. It's just that pretty much just here it's cracked, but it's not leaking in any way, and I don't really have those press fittings here. So yeah, I'm just gonna fix this hose. I mean, if I'm really going to start to use this for real, I need a bigger fuel tank, so I'm just gonna fix this. This actually has glue in it, so this is gonna work just fine. So you can see there how the glue is starting to creep out when it's cooling off. Okay, so I got the new pump here. Right, so alright. Fluctuating a little bit, but I think you can adjust that with the diesel pump. I've got some adjusting screws here. I'm going to bother with that. This works fine for me. It's working good now. So I got one last thing I want to test. Building a handle this big wasn't that bad idea. I mean, it's really easy when moving it. You can really get your grip with two hands. It is kind of heavy, so. So the plan is to connect this to the vibrator I have here at the crusher. I haven't connected this or tested this at all, so I don't know if that works. So I got a curious visitor here. I'm just going to borrow these connections. Okay, so these two are complete. It's just the drain hose now. Oh no, that's a 1.4 to 3.8. Hopefully I got a 1.4 adapter. So I realized I had this in my car. I thought I didn't have any adapters there. But I got this. I ordered that. This is supposed to sit here. So the drainage hose is connected here. Alright, so everything is connected. Right, that works. I only need to, to fasten the bolts for that vibrator. You can really see how that started to unscrew, but it really works. Huh. So the last thing I need for this is a throttle. So I got this one. I'm thinking I'm going to put it just in the back here. So I have this lying around, but I still need the wire. So I got this. This is a brake wire from a bicycle, and yeah, it's a wire lock, and this is just meant to steer in the wire. So the only problem is that the cover goes through this, so I basically just I jammed a little nut there so the wire goes through but not the cover. Okay, so let's put a hole here. Well, I forgot the screw to lock this. I need to take everything apart again. Alright, so now the screw is there. Then you just tighten this up how hard you want the handle to be. I mean, so this thing got a spring, so this will just try to pull it back. So I need to adjust it with this. Okay, let's try that. This. Yeah, that's good. Guess we can just put a minus sign there and a plus here. So I got the ISO connector too. Let's put this on where it's supposed to be. Alright, so that is there. So I'm gonna end this video here. I think this is pretty much complete for usage now. For rain and snow and stuff like that. I mean, when not using it, I can just throw a tarp over it or something like that. So I gotta keep working with this. I just been hauling in rocks here. I'm gonna start this all up and start crushing some rocks.